what Ed is trying to get to the core of is, if you have a batch and there are 20 plants in it and they're all from the same mother, and the patient is trying to use that batch number so that they can track their reaction to a strain, and all they have, like let's say you have a batch and it has 5 different strains in it, but they're all under that same umbrella of that batch number, and somebody is saying, hey, I bought something, and it had this batch number on it, and I'm not sure if it was this product or this product, and I'm not sure if it was this phenotype or this phenotype. I mean, let's say we had a garden where there were a bunch of plants from seed, and they were all from the same genetics, but they had different phenotypes, and they were all batched together. It would be hard for a patient to go back, having bought that, and know, is it phenotype A or phenotype B that I'm getting good relief for my pain from?
Agreed. I understand what you're saying, but I think based on that rationale, not that rationale is wrong, but to follow that through, what I see you saying is that any patient that walks in a retail space and purchases medicine is going to know what plant that is tied to, and I don't know that.
No, I was more concerned about if there was a contaminant or something that was found and it was traced back. How far back to the batch can you go if you have a number of plants involved? Yeah.
So, what I would like to say is maybe what we should do is stipulate that a batch has to be from one farm, because that does make sense. But I don't know of anybody who actually brings in plants from multiple farms to put into one curing. I don't know anybody who does that. But
each individual licensee is its own licensee. You cannot combine materials from separate OPCs. So it's just, we can't, and we can track it back, so we'll know which plants went into the batch. And I think from a health and safety perspective, Hart's right, that we're going to have that true and accurate accounting what plants went into that batch, and then we can follow that. The batching, we wanted to give some flexibility to different growers. And I think we can go back and looking at having batch sub A from this phenotype, batch sub B from this phenotype. We can talk about that and see if that makes sense. We're trying to make it operationally as easy as possible for everybody to get what they need and growers to have flexibility. But from a health and safety perspective, I see what you're saying.
So it's clear, like in Bruce's example, that he has a number of different growing methods that may be producing the same specific strain. That from a health and safety standpoint, I would like to see that if the patient encounters something that has some kind of hazard that you need to get back to, that you can find what facility, what went into that batch was. So that was what my piece of it. Brian?
And I think there's value to considering a batch, a group that's cured or dried together, because a lot of contaminants will actually develop in that period. And being able to decide which plant is which is probably irrelevant, because by the time we have a contamination and we go back, we're trying to recall the entire batch. It would be my guess.
Oh, I think that's valid. Very valid.
Rather than taking up a lot of time on the committee, what I would suggest is, I think this is an extremely good point to consider, to go over and come up with something new rather than taking up discussion.
If I could just jump in, does this then, it seems as though this needs either a new separate rule or a separate definition of this batch. This discussion seems to be a lot of reflective and perspective, but this could get another rule.
Yes, for the definition.
Agreed.
I agree. All right, so 2 last comments and we're going to move forward. Doc?
Just to the point that Ed brought up as well as Jeff, from the medical safety, patient safety perspective, what we're concerned about is that we can track back to a particular situation, circumstance, a particular use of a pesticide or herbicide or something of that nature if there is an untoward reaction. How that's done would be best determined by the people who do it, by the growers, by that group who can best identify the most efficient means of identifying batches. Now, in terms of patient response, that would be an internal matter, I think, within the kind of MMC, patient advisory sort of capacity. It's not something that would impact this particular issue, which is more to be able to account for problems that occur. I think it's a great idea, but it's not something that I think, from my perspective, would require regulation or rule.
One last comment, and we're gonna move forward.
I'm just gonna say, to Ed's point, we grow sour diesel in, for instance, in hydro and in dirt. But when it goes to the shelf, we label it that way. Keep them separate so that the patient then has a choice, this tastes better than this, and then they know what they particularly like. So we don't even mix.
Okay, the next on the list is the distribution rate. Before we move to that, it's almost 5 to 11, we're here just about an hour. Let's take a break at this point.